Wednesday, September 15, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us on another edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime Television with me, Audrey ZATSA. The city of Bamenda is observed calm and quiet or dry this morning as the population have over the weekend recorded scores of deaths in several localities following gun battles between military and armed men. The weekend termed Black and Bloody started in Misaji, Dongamantong Division Saturday, September 11, where 2 soldiers were reportedly killed by gunmen alleged to be separatist fighters. This followed the killing of a policeman during the day in Nkwen, Bamenda, by armed men after attacking a shop. The killings continued on Sunday, September 12, with soldiers involved in an ambush attack in Kilaiki, Kumbo Bui Division as they returned from Misaji to retrieve the corpses of 2 of their colleagues killed. On the other hand, 4 armed separatist fighters were killed in Bamenda on the night of a Sunday breaking Monday, and their bodies displayed at the finance junction for the viewing of the population. 2 civilians lost their lives, amongst which a lady who was killed at a popular bar around Commercial Avenue and a young man at a finance junction following a crossfire. After the bloody weekend, Bamenda city dwellers woke up Tuesday, September 14, to see several coffins placed at major road junctions of Mulang, Rendezvous, Old Simplicity in Tarikon City Chemist. The coffins, accompanied by fetish pots, are believed by many to be a mythical way by armed men to revenge the killing of their fellow fighters over the weekend. The Director General of the National Port Authority is taking exceptional measures with immediate implementation following the discovery of charms in the offices of the institution on the 1st floor. Employees of the said institution have thus been prohibited access to some buildings at or before 7:30 a.m. This is the content of a communique signed September 14, 2021 by Dr. Ebupeke Louis. Landlords in various student residential areas across the country have been called upon to strictly respect the stated prices of rent. This was during a consultation meeting that recently held between various stakeholders, notably the Ministries of Trade, Housing, representatives of the various state universities, representatives of landlords, and student union leaders. The meeting comes after several complaints from the student union leaders had threatened to go on strike last month, but later halted their action following discussions with the Minister of State, Minister of Higher Education, Professor Jacques Fame Ndongo. Territorial Administration Minister Paul Atanganji has reassured over 19,000 refugees in the Adamawa region of constant support. He was visiting the Bargop and Gom refugees camp. The said refugees fled from Central African Republic. Details with Fon Quinta.
According to statistics from the United Nations Human Rights Commission for Refugees, over 12,000 refugees from the Central African Republic are currently in Borgob and over 6,000 in Gam, Mbere Division in Adamawa region of Cameroon. Territorial Administration Minister Paul Athanganji visited the Borgob and Gam refugee camps September 13 to assess their situation.
About the activities in the camp, we understand that there are so many challenges, but I want to thank all the supervisors who are here because I see that the premises is very clean. I think that they are doing a wonderful job.
Officials of the United Nations Commission for Refugees charged with the management of the camp say the people are in dire need of basic amenities.
The most urgent needs for these people are protections, access to health, to education for children, and of course, access to opportunities for them to sustain themselves.
After listening to the plight of the over 19,000 refugees who fled Central African Republic due to growing insecurity, Minadbos assured them their concerns will be channeled to the right quarters.
Here and make a comprehensive report. We have read the statistics of those who are here, and I think that at the end of the day, when we are going back, we will visit the other refugee camp which is not very far from here. And we will make a comprehensive report to the President of the Republic.
Minister Paul Afenganji, while reminding the refugees of the need to get tested for COVID-19, he urged doctors working at the camps to regularly do screening.
COVID-19 is still very active in Africa, and we have to respect the barrier measures. So I want to tell all the health officials who are here to regularly do screening, and if it's possible, they should bring down the teams for the vaccine. I think that vaccination is something which is very important. It is one of, I think, if not the best way now to curb the spread of the virus. So I think that we should respect the barrier measures because COVID-19 is still there.
At the end of the visit, the refugees were called upon to respect the laws of the host country while their needs are looked into.
The increase in transportation fare of commercial bike riders in Douala is cause for concern to many of motorbike riders or motorbike clients. Meanwhile, some bike riders attribute this to the rainy season. Our student journalist on internship, Ayong Tennyson.
There has been a drastic increase in the prices of transportation fare by some bike riders in Douala, the economic town of Cameroon. According to sources, due to the high population rate Douala has found itself in, it is difficult for individuals to meet up with appointments as a result of traffic. This is the main reason why many inhabitants of Douala prefer to use commercial motorbikes for transportation. Other sources say these commercial motorbikes can easily escape traffic and can go into the nooks and crannies of the city. According to a passenger we spoke to off camera, this increase in transportation fare has caused inconveniences like lateness to their various daily activities. Another passenger is of the opinion that commercial bike riders have increased these prices due to back to school. Hence, bike riders prefer to transport more of students. Transporting non-students will mean an increase in the prices. While all these accusations are being raised against bike riders, some of them blame the attitude of some passengers.
For me, I think that the increase in prices for these bike people is due to some people too who are negligent. They don't want to pay the exact amount for the fare in different transport sectors. For example, when you are living from one distance to another one, we already know the prices. But sometimes the people, they want to pay less than that. And it makes the bike people to suffer because they're out to do something. They're out to gain something. They don't want to increase it, but it's the population pushing them to increase it.
Other bike riders are equally of the opinion that the hikes in transportation fare is as a result of an increase in the prices of fuel.
For everybody, not only for students or for workers. Then I say we don't just make them because of petrol. You know, petrol to not be expensive, traffic too much for Douala. So we get for according to that one then. For say we meet up. Now when school don't start, so you know activities they go on. Students they travel go for school. Workers and they travel get up very early in the morning for say me they meet up for reach early for office during morning time. So students they travel go school. Workers and they travel go work. So they get a lot of congestion.
According to a commercial motorbike rider we spoke to off camera, he blames the increase in transport fare on bad roads and the heavy rains, which has caused some parts of the city inaccessible. Whatever the case be, Cameroonians are of the opinion that bike riding associations, together with the Ministry of Transport, put a check on the activities of some of these commercial motorbike riders so as to prevent the exploitation of Cameroonians.
Some markets in the economic capital, Douala, amongst which the Bonamoussadi market, have accumulated waste of different sorts in their surrounding, harmful to health condition, as observed by a student journalist on internship, Manuela Tamu. Her report.
Bonamoussadi, located in Douala 5 subdivision, is noted for its busy nature, where varieties of trading activities are carried out. However, the market surrounding is often seen in a very unhealthy state, with little measures put in place to ensure proper hygiene and sanitation. Garbage is seen littered around the market, dirty water found in the market as well as in the drainage in front of the market. Traders say this water often remains in the drainage for days and sometimes weeks without being removed or cleaned, and it becomes a home to mosquitoes. Despite the presence of a refuse can in the market, traders still dispose of their refuse outside the garbage can, playing negatively on their health. Faced with this challenge, some vendors say they always ensure their environment is clean.
The environment there, we try to keep the environment neat. Every you look at me, not there that way for take dirty because we attract the customer they come buy. We know why the customer they come buy, they look place they dirty. It's not fine for them and it's not fine for we. We like way if one come the way customer come for buy, me the place be neat. Yes, they play the environment for being neat. And we like to say me the council them, the market people, they're the big master for market, me the begin make the market for keep me be neat.
Just beside the market is a church with traces of dirt littered in front of it, coupled with stagnant water. With Cameroon counting thousands of COVID-19 cases and markets still seen in these conditions, traders have called on officials to look into the situation.
Inhabitants of Ndobo, Bonaberi 4 subdivision have decried poor state of road in that neighborhood. They are condemning major developmental setbacks as they say it slows down economic activities. Eileen Sama.
The inhabitants of some neighborhoods in Ndobo, Bonaberi, Douala 4 Council have decried the bad nature of roads in the quarter, which has hampered the growth of economic activities for over 4 years and counting at the Satom Road beside Petrol Lakes. The main entrance into the quarter is flooded with rainwater and characterized by potholes and stones, making life difficult for inhabitants and business people in the area.
The government should try and see what they can do. This road like that, it can disrupt us, most especially me. Because as you can see, I'm a business somebody. Yes, I deal with fashion as you can see. But for some time now, I'm not able to come and sell the water and the milk.
For bike and vehicle owners, transporting people and goods into and out of the neighborhood has become a nightmare. The call on the government to come to their aid. We are suffering here at Satom entrance, with this water making things hard for us at the entrance to the neighborhood. We plead with the Cameroonian government to help us arrange this road. People and commercial motorbikes usually fall into the water. Coming down to behind Bokom Ndobo, Block 4, the inhabitants had similar complaints, pointing out that with the raining season, the situation with the roads gets frustrating, especially for car owners.
It is not always easy to move when rain falls because it's always, the whole place is always full with water. The road, you cannot move. You cannot really move. Even children to go to school, as school has started like this, you cannot, even to drive and enter the quarter, it's not always easy. So due to the bad roads, we struggle by our own to arrange a road, but some people cannot still make it. We don't want to join hands together so that we do it. So, and we don't know the mayor, the person in charge of the quarter, or is it, whether it's the mayor of Bonaberi or I don't know. But with our road here, for now it is better, but when rain falls, it's not good. It's not easy. You keep going to the garage, all those kind of things, just like that. If you move with a car, when you come the next day, you have to take it back to the garage because the road is really bad.
The people now look up to their mayor and other authorities in the littoral to spearhead reconstruction projects on these roads within the neighborhoods, which are usually abandoned and all focus geared towards the highway.
We flip to our health page where we focus on ovarian cancer, which is the major cause of cancer-related deaths in women worldwide. Our health reporter, Bokengo Wadi, tells us more.
The burden of cancer incidence and mortality is rapidly growing worldwide. Of all cancers affecting women, ovarian cancer is the 6th most common cancer in women and a leading cause of female infertility globally.
Ovarian cancer is often referred to as a silent killer, but what we've learned is that that's not really true. Most women who develop ovarian cancer have symptoms for 6 to 8 months prior to their official diagnosis. Most of these women have gone to see multiple doctors and have been diagnosed with things like UTIs, irritable bowel syndrome, and any other host of problems.
Worldwide, an estimated 314,000 ovarian cancer cases are diagnosed yearly and about 207,000 sufferers die yearly. According to data from the World Ovarian Cancer Coalition, ovarian cancer is the 8th most common cause of death in women all over the world for many reasons than one.
If you have a family history of ovarian cancer, not ovarian cysts, but ovarian cancer, then you should see your primary care doctor, your OBGYN, or a GYN oncologist and ask what you can do to remain proactive about your health. In the meantime, and for all other women, we ask you to monitor your own symptoms and be your own best advocate, an advocate for your mothers, sisters, and daughters.
Accounting for more than 60% death cases in women yearly, about 19% of women across the world do not know the signs and symptoms pertaining to ovarian cancer.
If you have the following symptoms for 2 weeks in a row, every day, and they're different from your baseline, you need to see your doctor. These symptoms include abdominal pain, change in your bowel movements, a sense of feeling full and only being able to eat a few bites of food, nausea, or a belly that looks bloated or distended.
Like every other cancer, the estimated 5-year survival rate usually depends on early diagnosis as well as lifestyle choices, environment, diet, and a regular visit to the doctor.
And out of the country, the military heads behind the last week's coup that removed Guinea's President Alpha Condé have begun a long week consultation with political, religious and business leaders that they say will lead the formation of a transitional government. The dialogue, which took place on Tuesday, September 14, is expected to lay out the framework of a promised government of national unity that will lead Guinea back to constitutional order. It is expected to define the duration of the transition, what political and institutional reforms are needed before elections, and who will lead the transition. And that was it for today's edition of Prime Flash. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. You get details on more stories in our 6:30 p.m. Prime News with Fon Quinta. Meanwhile, stay blessed in the company of programs on My Media Prime Television. Bye.